when you are participating in a Communist Party of China Climate Forum and refuse to confront them on their practices, like the billion they are investing into coal-fired electricity.
Well, actually, the council was created in 1992, and when Pierre Poilievre was a cabinet minister, his colleague, the Minister of Environment, occupied the environment ministers under Stephen Harper.
The Leader of the Opposition.
It's away, the mice will play. How many others are going to be auditioning for the Prime Minister's job up there? It's okay, they won't be there long regardless. Thank you. But in the meantime, we've got a forthcoming crisis this government helped create. Their inflationary deficits mean that the cost of living is rising faster here than in the United States.
Our government actually has a plan, and every step of the way, we will focus on Canadians and what they need during this economic time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Leader of the Opposition.
Well, judging by the applause level, it looks like the fellow from Shawinigan has a bit of a lead in the Unfortunately, Canada has a lead in higher inflation than the United States of America. Even the Bank of Canada's Governing Council expressed concern that it was giving false hope about interest rates. The recent inflation report that came out shows that the bank may again have to raise rates on the Canadian people who are the most in. Speaker at his recent retreat in Charlottetown, the Prime Minister said that life is really tough for politicians. Today he's off for another trip to New York for 3 days to give a couple of speeches and burn a whole lot of fuel. At the same time as he raises carbon taxes on Canadians for the crime of driving to work and feeding their families. Yesterday, inflation was up and way up. It is accelerating. It is higher than in the States and in Japan.
There we go. Shh. Okay, I realize it's Wednesday and everybody's excited and the emotions are running high, but we have to get through question period. Let's see if we can just calm down and hear the questions and the answers. The Honourable Minister.
The cost after he and his ministers pumped their fists in the air and declared victory over inflation. It has now gone up 43% in 2 months. Doubling the debt on Canadians is not fiscal responsibility, and forcing Canadians to live in tents is not compassion, Mr. Speaker. That is the reality. After 8 years of this Prime Minister.
And we're working directly with grocery chains to stabilize food prices.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
One of the ways that this Prime Minister doubled housing costs was by flooding the economy with $600 billion of newly created cash, which bid up the price of homes, forced Canadians to overpay, and then many bought at rock-bottom low rates because he promised that they would never go up. His inflationary deficits pushed them up, and now 1/5 of all Canadians are actually unable to pay the interest on their mortgages. Their mortgages are growing in size. When they renew, it will be at a bigger principal at a higher rate.
Came down. Thank God they canceled each other out, but people should be doing better than that. That's why we're going to be able to continue to be there for Canadians.
Of the House, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can do both.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, they're prepared to thunderously applaud anyone other than their own leader who stands up in the House of Commons. No wonder the Prime Minister says it's a really hard time to be a politician.
When you are participating in a Communist Party of China Climate Forum and refuse to confront them on their practices, like the billion they are investing into coal-fired electricity.
Well, actually, the council was created in 1992, and when Pierre Poilievre was a cabinet minister, his colleague, the Minister of Environment, occupied the environment ministers under Stephen Harper occupied